Imagine a world without answers. A lone hunter watches sunset. Darkness swallows familiar paths. Forests turn silent and endless. Every shadow feels alive. Every sound feels like pursuit. The wind moves without reason. The mind searches for meaning. But meaning does not exist yet. Only survival exists here. What if nothing has purpose? What if everything is random? What if nothing is watching? The hunter feels unseen presence. Above him, stars appear silently. No one knows what they are. No one knows why they exist. No one knows where they go. The sky gives no answers. The mind begins to panic. Why does anything exist at all? Why is there something instead of nothing? The hunter cannot answer this. He only survives the night. Night feels longer than life. A branch snaps in distance. He freezes instantly in fear. Nothing is visible in darkness, but fear fills every thought. Everything must now mean something. Nothing can ever be random again. This is the birth of belief, a system stronger than truth, a system built from fear, a system built from survival. A question forms silently inside. What if reality is watching? What if unseen forces judge? The hunter never forgets this night. Fear becomes permanent memory. Fear becomes survival instinct. Fear becomes future interpretation. A child later points at sky. Elders gather without knowledge. They must explain everything unknown. They must remove uncertainty. So they create first story. Thunder becomes angry spirits. Lightning becomes divine punishment. Storms become living beings. Rain becomes reward or curse. Wind becomes invisible anger. Fear finally has explanation. But explanation spreads like fire. People accept it instantly, because uncertainty feels worse, because ignorance feels like danger. One hunter finds white feather. He carries it unknowingly. That day he survives hunt. Coincidence becomes powerful illusion. He repeats it next day. Again, success follows unexpectedly. Now pattern feels undeniable. But is it real? Or just memory bias? Or selective thinking of mind? Or survival-based illusion creation? Entire tribe changes behavior. Everyone searches for lucky signs. Bones, stones, feathers, marks. Everything becomes hidden message. Nothing is neutral anymore. Everything becomes meaningful signal. But danger begins here. Brain cannot detect illusion. It confuses memory and meaning. It confuses cause and effect. Patterns sometimes lie perfectly. Then sky disappears suddenly. Midday turns into night. Birds stop singing instantly. Animals freeze in confusion. People stop breathing in fear. A black shadow eats sun. Nobody has seen this before. World feels like ending. Everything feels destroyed instantly. Time itself feels broken. Now brain must choose. Science or imagination. Logic or survival instinct. Truth or comfort. Imagination always wins first. Monster is eating light. Sky is being punished. Heaven is collapsing above. Reality is under attack. Humans scream and collapse. Some fall to knees. Some begin praying loudly. Some lose all control. Drums echo across land. Voices rise toward sky. Hands shake uncontrollably. Then silence returns again. Sunlight comes back slowly. World is not destroyed, but mind believes it was. Fear does not end. It transforms into belief. Something did worked. We stopped the disaster. Ritual is born instantly. Rituals never die easily. Why do they survive? Because coincidence feels like proof. Because memory is selective. Because fear reinforces memory. Same event repeats globally. Different stories appear everywhere. In India, Rahu swallows sun. A demon chases daylight. In China, dragon attacks sky. Villagers beat drums loudly. In North, wolves chase light. In Africa, spirits consume sun. Same fear, different names. Same brain, different cultures. Why does this happen? Because brain repeats itself. Because mind seeks patterns. Civilizations begin expanding rapidly. Villages become small cities. Cities become kingdoms. Kingdoms become empires. Power spreads with stories. Superstition grows with power. Priests watch the skies. Not for truth, for control and prediction, for authority and influence. Comets appear suddenly. Kings become instantly afraid. Courts begin interpreting signs. Something terrible is coming. But is it real? Fear becomes political power. Fear becomes control system. Fear becomes governance tool. In Egypt, Nile controls life. Floods decide survival. Strong floods mean blessing. Weak floods mean punishment. Nature becomes personality. Nature becomes intention. In Greece, storms become gods. Zeus controls lightning bolts. Poseidon controls ocean storms. Hades controls death realm. Hermes carries divine messages. But why gods appear? Because randomness is unbearable. Human brain rejects chaos. It demands explanation always. Another question appears slowly. What if none is real? What if everything is chance? That question grows silently. Vikings hear thunder as war. Europe links disease to curses. Japan sees fox spirits everywhere. Africa tells trickster myths. Every culture builds explanation. But explanation needs blame. Blame creates victims always. Blame creates direction always. History becomes darker here. Plague enters cities silently. No enemy is visible. So enemy is invented. Witches become explanation. Outsiders become targets. Strangers become danger symbols. Fear demands direction always. Thousands suffer without reason. Reality breaks under belief. Truth becomes irrelevant. Why does fear need targets? Because unknown feels too large to accept silently, too large to ignore. Entire villages collapse mentally. Trust disappears completely. Then turning point arrives. A telescope appears quietly. A small tool changes everything. Everything begins to shift. Planets move predictably now. Eclipses become calculable events. Comets become orbital objects. Disease becomes biological process. Reality no longer needs stories. But humans still want them. Why do we still need meaning? Why does mind reject randomness? Gamblers trust lucky habits. Athletes repeat exact rituals. Students carry lucky objects. Investors see hidden patterns. Gamblers fear breaking routine. So what changed, really? Not the universe itself. Only human understanding. Only interpretation of reality. Brain still hates chaos. Still searches for patterns. Still builds invisible meaning. Still fears randomness deeply. Still avoids uncertainty always. A hunter still exists. Not in forests anymore. Inside human mind today. And final question appears. If everything is known now, why do we still believe? And what are we afraid of? The mystery was never outside. It always lived inside us. It still lives inside us. And it still continues today.